Hello, everybody. This is the Friday Support Call. I'm Stephen Carlson, and our host is Wai-Hin Chan, full name. I'm doing my best, but Wai. And Wai found the method, the Sedona Method, 17 years ago during a pre- and postpartum crisis. She's been using the method since then and finds it one of the most powerful tools in her tool chest. She's actually a full-time coach, certified coactive coach. I'll give you a chance if you'd like to tell us more about what it is to be a coactive coach. But otherwise, over to you, and it's your call, and thank you.
Wow. Hi, everyone. Thank you for choosing to spend an hour together. I really love that. And Stephen, honestly, always a huge shout out for getting this organized. I know it's not a small feat, and we really appreciate you. For those of you who haven't met me, my name is Wai Chan. It's short for Chan Wai-Yin, which is a Chinese name. But I am in Toronto, Canada. It's a very rainy, cloudy, foggy day. Hopefully but I already feel very light and very just, the room is really, the space is quite bright and brilliant. So thank you for showing up like that. In terms of the coactive thing, it just means that I'm certified in a different modality. Coactive coaching, means that I show up and it's all about the client's agenda. I do nothing, as we all do nothing. I do nothing other than just ask some key questions for things that need to come through to consciousness and awareness. They come through to consciousness and awareness. As Stephen has said very kindly, I've been using the Sedona Method for a long time, and I really wanted to bring it to people. But Hale wasn't doing any coach certification. So I went ahead and I got certified in a different modality and then did the facilitation course. And so now Sedona Method is one of the things that I bring to the table. That's that. I see that we've got 13 people. Why don't I just go right ahead and see what's here? Does anybody have anything that you showed up with that you want to bring into the space? It can be a gain, it can be a share, or if you want any sort of help with releasing any facilitation, the floor is now open. Amazing. So we've got 2 hands up. Stephen, do you unmute people?
I see that actually it looks like Michael had his hand up first.
Yeah, Michael had his hand up first, and then Deborah, and then Marie-Francois.
Although it's interesting because Marie-Francois is showing up first in the order now.
I saw Michael and Deborah first, and then Marie, and then Ronnie. So
gotcha.
Let's go in that order. Yeah.
Okay then.
Yeah, I agree.
So Mike.
Hello. 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 Good
Look
morning.
at that. Marie's like,
so
no,
much.
Don't put me first. Okay, Michael, what's here with you? What's up? Or down, or here, or in?
It's a bit of a strange one, actually. Hello, it's lovely to meet you. I went to a breathwork class on Sunday. First of all, can you hear me well?
Yes.
Great. So I went to this holotropic breath class on Sunday. It went on for 2.5 hours. Super intense. Really, probably the deepest one I've done. Really useful. But the guy next to me was completely crazy. He screamed, and I mean screamed and banged pretty much the whole time, like someone being sectioned. And that was on Sunday, and I feel like it's affected my energy even now. Like up until today, it was just so disturbing. And the teacher seemed to think it was appropriate, but I really didn't. So it's left me rather shaken, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. First of all, very brave of you to go into holotropic breathwork session. They are very, very intense, and I think it all different experiences do show up. And so you said that you did this session, and then what is disturbed? What is here for you? What is your experience right now?
I would say it's hard to the feel closest I can explain it is almost like a percussion instrument where you call that reverberation. It's about like that.
Okay. So you're feeling it right now, right?
Yes, I
You're
am.
experiencing it. Could you notice it some more? Just notice its presence. It's here already anyways.
It sure is.
And then notice, the story around how it came about
Yes.
and how it's about the other person and the teacher and this session.
Yeah.
And then just notice anything else that has come up around that, any meaning making. Like, what does that mean for you? Just notice your thought process.
Yeah.
And then now go back to the sensations in your body. What is really here for you? And notice the sensations.
Yes.
And notice how they're there anyways, right?
Yes.
You described it as being a crushing, right? What if these sensations?
No, sorry. It's a percussion. Percussion as an instrument, right?
Yeah. Okay. So what if it's life drumming away?
I've lost my space there. Let me get back into it. Yeah, can you say something? I've lost where I was.
No. What is here for you now? It's okay. Is it all right that it's gone? Could you let that go?
No, there's some stuckness.
Okay.
I found it, stuckness.
Okay. What is your experience with a stuckness? Okay, just notice it.
Yes.
That's it. I'm going to walk you through, and if everybody else could follow, I do think that everybody could use a little bit of reintroduction or getting to know our stuckness. If you could just be with the experience, Michael, and everybody else. So notice the stuckness. And if you're not stuck, notice the freedom. What is here for you right now? And just notice it some more. Notice the space that you're taking. Whether you're sitting, lying, standing, just notice it. Okay, and then just go into the sensations a little bit more. What are the sensations that you're experiencing? Notice any tightness, notice any vibration. I'm sensing some light from some of you. Notice that. You're just going to notice it. And then notice any sense of wanting to change that or get away from it, or wanting more of it for those of you who are getting that light. Notice any attachment or pushing away that comes up. Okay, go back to the sensation. What are you experiencing? Just notice it. Nice. And then notice any wanting to do something about it. And oftentimes that's I want more of it, or I want none of it, or just I need to get out of it. I need to change it. I shouldn't feel it, or it means this or that. Just notice that thought process. Okay, notice also all the stories that come up because you have these sensations. Notice any meaning making that you're looking for. It's from this, or it means that. Okay. And then notice how personal it feels. This is mine. This is me. Okay. Could you let it all go? All of it. The sensations, the stories, the thoughts, the sense of me.
I don't seem to be able to let it go.
Okay, could you hold on to it as tightly as you want? Even tighter.
It's not quite that
Again.
either. I don't want to hold on to it, but I don't feel able. Yeah, that's what I don't feel able to let it go rather than want to hold on to it.
Okay. So what are you experiencing?
I am
Hard to put into words, isn't it?
I'm
Okay, so
stuck
just
with something.
experience it.
I'm stuck with something I don't want. Yes,
Okay, you're stuck with something that you don't want.
exactly.
Okay. And just notice that stuckness. Okay. And notice that
Yeah.
I am stuck with this and I don't want it.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a very strong sense of you,
Yes.
isn't there?
Yes.
Okay, so could you welcome that sense of you?
Yes.
Some more. Welcome that sense of you even more.
It's actually quite an old me.
Okay.
Yes.
Could
yes.
we welcome that? Could we welcome that?
Yeah.
Are they welcomed here?
Yeah.
Okay. Could you hug them? Metaphorically, see if you can give them a hug. And then notice if there's any wanting to separate from that
Yeah.
identity, or any wanting to hold on to that identity.
Yes.
Not the stuckness, we're talking about the identity, right? This is me.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So just notice that push and pull. And could you allow yourself to experience that wanting to separate from that identity, but also wanting to embrace that identity, that sense of you, the current version, the old version, all versions of you.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit lost, to be honest, with the identity part. It's a bit too.
And is that okay? Yeah, that's okay. You're lost in it. Is that okay that you're lost in it?
I guess so. I guess
Okay.
so. I was more
You
feeling
guess so.
sensations. Yeah, like I was getting a bit confused.
Okay.
It was too much to think about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that welcome? Is that okay in this moment? Could you allow yourself to be confused and get lost in all of that?
I guess so. I mean, it wasn't really my objective, but yeah. Yeah.
Is it possible that you're lost? You're confused about it all because you're really not that? Any of those identities? Is it possible that you're beyond identity?
I don't know. I'm just getting a sore head thinking about it.
You're getting a sore head.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
it's like,
Let's go into the sore head. Let's go into the
okay,
sore head.
sure,
Could you
okay.
be with that soreness? And anybody else, if you have a headache, welcome it. A headache, headache to me is a gift, honestly, because it's
Okay,
our
okay.
overthinking brain, right? So could you welcome that sore head and see if you could see if you could just notice a sensation. Okay, not so much the labels, like some people are like, oh, it's a migraine, it's this or that. Just notice a sensation. And for those of you who don't have a headache, notice any sensation that you may have in your body. And just be with that sensation.
Yeah.
Okay, and just notice it some more.
Yes.
And a little bit more. And a bit more. Notice the quietness as well.
Yeah.
Could you notice the quietness a little bit more? That's it. And even more. Could you rest as that quietness?
Yeah.
And is that quietness enough?
Not right now, no.
Will you allow yourself to return to the quietness?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so what if you could return to this quietness at any moment?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So is that a good spot for you to stop and
Yeah, it
meditate?
most
So
certainly is.
anytime that anytime any of that reverberation, that percussion, the drums are playing, see if you could drop into that quietness. You drop into it
Yes.
very, very easily.
That was really wonderful. Thank you so much for your great presence.
You're
Thank you
very
so much indeed.
welcome. Very welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Deborah.
Good morning, or I mean, good afternoon. Nice to meet you, Wade. Thanks for having this call.
Hi.
And so I had a game. The game was just that I wanted to share was I was just so grateful to realize yesterday that there is a releasing call every day of the week except for Saturday. I just thought that that was amazing and that it's free. And so, well, both of those are a gain. And then I had a gain when you were working with the gentleman before me. I was having some extreme sensations in my abdomen. And as I dropped into the quiet, it just sort of dissipated. So that's a huge gain. The other gain is that I went to a telecourse yesterday called the Love Yourself and Let the World Have It Your Way course. And I did a lot of releasing. And the only thing I wanted to ask for assistance with is that a lot of the releasing, I kept hearing the word proof. I kept going through it, but I kept hearing the word proof. Like my mind kept saying it wanted proof. that I loved myself, or that the course was working, or that what I invested in was a good investment. And then I started to wonder, then I started thinking I didn't have any proof. And so I'd like to release on either why or
Yeah.
why I think I needed proof.
Yeah. So proof as in evidence, right?
Yes.
As in what is my return on my investment of money, time, and energy?
All of that. Yes.
Yeah. And well, when you think of the word proof and this proof, this thing, that word that kept coming up for you, okay, what do you think the advantage of having proof would be for you?
To know that I did something correctly, that I did it right,
Okay.
or that I was good
Right.
at it, or all of those things.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think a disadvantage of having proof would be?
If it showed that I was incorrect, or that I wasn't right, or that I failed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So there's a very strong sense of needing to be correct, that I am on the right path, that I'm following rules, that I am doing
things
okay.
correctly,
Okay.
that I didn't make a wrong investment, that I'm going the right
Mm-hmm.
direction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so as you think about all of that, sort of like the supporting cast for this stage of, putting the spotlight of proof, right? If you think about all of that story of needing proof to prove that you are on the right path. Okay. What is do you have a sense of what the underlying want is? Is there any wanting control? Is there any wanting approval? Is there any wanting security, love, or is it all of the above?
It's all of the above, because then I could say to
Yeah.
somebody, hey, this program really worked, you should try that. And people will give, that's why I never feel comfortable giving testimonials, because I'm never certain if I have proof that something I read or ate or did actually worked. So I'm always looking for proof.
Yeah, so this is a bit, I'm going to say it anyways, right? So maybe because there isn't proof, okay, maybe intuitively you're hitting on something here, that there isn't proof, that there isn't a journey, that there really isn't any doing right or wrong. How does that sit with you?
That feels like that's a huge possibility that could be correct.
Okay. But what does it bring up in you? When I say there is no proof to be had, there is no right path, there is nothing to do, there's a ton of investment for nothing, right? What comes up for you?
Not wanting to waste my husband's money.
Okay. And then go a little bit deeper. What is that really about? What is that story really about?
Wanting proof that healing is possible, wholeness.
Okay. Okay. And if you're already whole, what if you're already whole? What if you're already healed?
Again, that's where the problem, because I'm not moving. I don't have a physical capability of moving. So therein lies that I don't have proof that any of those things are true.
Okay. So you're talking about an actual physical
Yeah, all of it is going down to
issue here?
a physical issue. And if something
Okay.
changes or I feel better or there's some improvement, then I have proof that I'm going in the right direction.
Okay. So you actually are dealing with a mobility issue
Yes.
and a diagnosis, an existing diagnosis?
Yes.
Okay. So you know that there's a Sedona method. I've got colleagues here. They're all gonna want me to say that, we are not in the business of diagnosing or anything like that, right? And are you already getting medical intervention around this?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So is it fair to say that your pursuit and the Sedona method is really around your motivation and your belief around your limitations?
Yes, of wanting to feel better if I can't do it through traditional means of, medication and surgery, which is what is offered, and
Mm-hmm.
then being told that there is no hope, then I have to look in other means and ways of finding, even if I just have a little bit of proof that something improved, then that's hope, which is not
Mm-hmm.
something I receive from the medical community. So
Right, right. Okay. Um, it's there's a lot of layers here, right? And it
mhm.
at the bottom of the layer is really quite a strong core limiting belief here around looking outside of you for that validation, for that proof, for the ability to move, right? To improve your health, right? So I'm going to do a little bit of teaching, everybody. I apologize. I'm going to go a little bit out of the Sedona method per se, but part of it is because of my past life as a clinician. We know that there's a lot that happens physiologically in the body, right? So, basic things. I want to know that you are already taking care of your sleep, of your nutrition, and that you're moving as much as you can. If you cannot get up, that you're still moving in bed. Okay, that
All of the above
you're
is,
hydrating. You're doing
mhm.
all of that.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Uh, Fantastic, fantastic. I just wanted to make sure because really, at the end of the day, whatever we do is really not going to make a difference if physiologically we're not taking care of the body, right? We need to take
Absolutely.
care of the body, right? So fantastic. So what comes what I'm understanding and what is coming across really strongly to me is that you are really placing a lot of hope into tools, courses, all of these support calls, right? And I'm wondering if you could see how could you bring all of that you're looking outside of you? What could you do to bring all of that inside of you? Let it sit, let it simmer. I purposefully went ran around because I want to disrupt your brain. Okay. I'm going to
Mm.
say it again. I'm going to
Success.
amazing. Amazing. Just let it settle. We need 7 seconds for the neuropsychophysiology to settle. Okay. Big breath in and out. And just for a moment, Deborah, could you allow yourself to be everything that you're seeking outside of you? And if a really loud no comes in, that's fine too. could you allow that? A really loud yes is also fine.
I hear a
But
yes.
if you're
It's not really as loud as I would like to
okay,
have been.
okay. And as you're saying yes to that, what came up? What was that? What was that in your throat?
I think it was phlegm.
Okay.
It's just a disruption of thoughts, really. Not really. I had a focus, I had a emotional parameter, but yeah, it's all just kind of disrupted right now. I'm not sure.
Eh,
Waiting for the next
Is that
question.
is that
Is that
okay that it's disrupted?
yes? But now I'm just waiting to see
But
where do I go next from here. It's disrupted, but help, help.
okay. Well, could you, this is really good practice, right? You notice that, right? Did you notice that? Something got disrupted, something that usually goes this way, you got disrupted, and then your brain automatically looked for something else, was ready for something.
Yes, yeah,
Okay,
totally.
okay, yeah. I'm deliberately going slow because that right there, catching that thought of what's next, things go, what next, just it's really neat to watch that within yourself. Okay.
hmm I do that a lot. It's the only way I can, it's the only way I'm surviving is watching
Okay.
for what's next.
Okay. Something really, really strong is coming up. Take your time.
God,
Yes. Take your time. Okay.
this is not what I wanted to do today.
I understand. I really do.
Okay.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Don't like there was a little bit of a pull to cut it short. Could you allow yourself to let this run through? It feels very personal. It feels like I didn't want to do this, whatever this is, but maybe it's not yours. Maybe it's just something that needs to go through. Just notice it, just be with it, and just notice. And just notice in your body what else comes up. Notice if there's any lightheadedness.
There's a
Notice
ringing
if
in my
there's any.
ears. There's like um, nausea and ringing in my ears a bit.
Okay, are you sitting down? Are you lying down? Are you feeling safe to continue?
I'm feeling safe to continue. I'm laying down. You know.
Okay, now, yeah, so the ringing in the ear, the nausea, okay, could you allow yourself to just notice it and let it be? It might get a little bit louder in the ear, it might get a little bit, in here. See if you could just notice it. Let it do what it needs to do. And then notice it unraveling. This unraveled very quickly. Okay. And notice what's going on here. Notice what else is present. Notice what else is looking to be noticed in your body. Notice what is calling for your attention. I'm not going to say love because I think that seems like a bit far-fetched right now, but just notice what is calling your attention.
Actually, that's what I heard. I heard love, and I heard that I am all right.
And is that okay, Deborah? Is that all right to allow love and to be all right? Okay, notice anything else that came up around questioning it, that it can't be real,
Yes,
the
what came up,
unworthiness, the unworthiness of it.
just feeling
Also
that
notice,
what I'm
go ahead.
noticing, what came up is that none of this, all of this is great, except I have this one thing that it seems that nothing can do anything about it. So coming to the calls at least lets me feel good for a while throughout the day, where I'm not angry that I'm paralyzed, or that I'm not unhappy that I'm in the bed, or that I'm not unhappy that I take herbal teas and drink potions and you know, it's the only time I just don't have to feel like a disabled person. I feel free when I come to the releasing calls because I'm not a paralyzed person. I'm just someone like everyone else who's coming to release some emotions, some feelings, or
And
some
that's all
thoughts.
right, right. And that's a key thing to accept, is that we can release emotions. We can release our stories. And if if we keep releasing our emotions, then our physical health has a chance.
And that's all I
Okay,
look
so it
for when it
sounds,
comes. Yeah.
and that's wonderful. That's wonderful. It sounds like you're doing everything in your power right now. Okay, and could you just keep releasing the emotions? Okay, and then releasing everything else that comes up under that. There's a belief here around needing something else to be okay, but you got the message, right? You heard the message that you are
I'm all right.
loved and you're all right.
I guess I just have to sit with that because it's it feels great and it's wonderful. But then all I hear is I don't know what else to do. Just be with
And
that. I mean,
okay, so what if there's nothing else to do? You've done everything, right? You're doing it all. You're showing up to these calls. And so what if when you're not in these calls, there's nothing else to do other than to sit in that I am all right. I am love. You heard that clearly on our work today,
heard that
right? And
clearly.
it's and you're feeling it, but your mind takes you back into, but when we're done this call, I am still a disabled person, right? So it's
Yes.
more around your pattern. The pattern of thinking is that you have to be in these kind of environments to experience freedom. And what I'm proposing is to consider that this exact sense of freedom is available to you at any time. It doesn't mean that you're not disabled. It doesn't mean that you aren't, having bad days and bad days, right?
Yes.
But from an energetic perspective and from a mind perspective, could you allow yourself the freedom that you are, the freedom that you have experienced?
Yes, I can.
Okay, and will you allow yourself to do that?
Yes. I heard that strongly. That came through loudly.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. So a couple of things just to, is this a good spot for you, Deborah, around making the commitment to allow yourself to rest in the infinite love, even
Yes,
when you're not? Yeah, yeah. And that you would, right? You made that commitment to yourself, right?
yes, I am.
Okay. Yeah. Is this a good spot to stop for
Yeah,
now?
this is a good
Okay.
spot. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Uh,
I want to encourage everybody. Hold on, just before we move on, I want to encourage everybody to really try and drop. We talk about emotions as, the thing that holds us back, and it's true, because emotions, if we look at our teaching in the Sedona Method, if we look at it as being energy in motion, right? There's a lot of things that happen in our body, right? And when we consciously or unconsciously stop ourselves from experiencing the emotions or the sensations, we're actually creating blocks. And in Chinese medicine, we have acupuncture, right? Like you go in, and if you have this emotion, you address this meridian. But really, you don't need acupuncture if you've got the Sedona Method. But acupuncturist does not like hearing me say that. But it really is true. When I'm not on, his table, it's Sedona Method, right? Same thing when we take ourselves to counseling or to therapy, we address our mind and our stories and our beliefs. Great. Guess what? The Sedona Method does that as well, right? So if we could just allow ourselves to be curious around some of the sensations that we have in our bodies, it's really quite magical, right? And so very typical. And we saw that today. And I'm sorry if I'm doing a little bit of teaching. We saw that today with Deborah, started with a bit of a, right? Once that cleared, there was a lot of heart-based stuff that went on, right? That grief came up, sadness came up, and it got processed, right? And a lot of times when you get that choking sensation, it's really just finding your own inner voice. And so be curious with it. If you drop into it, just be with it. What does it feel like? It feels like it's being squeezed, or it feels like it's full of phlegm. What else? Notice that. And then it will just unravel. Give it a shot and see how it goes. All right?
yes, absolutely.
Marie, yeah. Yeah, keep doing it. You're doing everything right, honestly. And you're an inspiration. So yeah,
Thank you.
take good care.
You too.
Marie Francois?
Marie Francoise, that's fine. You
Fantastic.
got it.
What's up with you?
That's a great question. Oh, did that. So I just woke up, so there's gonna be a lot of that going on, maybe. I've been I guess it's the Larry Crane course. I've been doing a lot of releasing with that. But and around goals. And I just noticed that I'm not allowing myself to have a lot of my goals, or I'll get it. Like I feel like I'm moving up the scale, like to courageousness, but then I just always like fall back down. Like there's this weird uh phoenix rising from the ashes moment. Then you're there, and then I'm back wherever. Like in terms of money,
Yeah.
career, relationships. I'm like, I've been trying to find what the core thing is, and I kind of traced it, I think, back to my parents and giving up ever thinking I'll ever or feeling I'll ever get their approval. Like they're just going to disapprove of me forever, and deciding, well, am I going to fuck up my life, or I'm going to try and go for what I want? And I thought I decided to go for what I wanted. And this is me as a child. But I think I also, disapprove of myself. Maybe I disapproved of them. Maybe the whole situation. I I don't know. I guess I'm trying to fix it because I don't want to forever be in this not allowing myself to have what I want. It's just weird. Just even simple things like a
So
car. It's just ridiculous. I just feel like there has to be something
yeah,
core.
yeah,
And I want
yeah.
to release it. I want to release it like for good.
I,
I want to let
I
it
don't
go.
think. Well, you think you want to release it, and I dare say, and you may hate me for it, I don't know that you want to release it.
That could be true too. Maybe it keeps me connected to my parents, I'm sure. So whatever. I just want to let it go. Whatever.
So maybe. So what is the whatever? What is really the whatever? Come on, be honest.
Well, they're
What do
dead
you really
now.
want? Okay.
I would love to have had a different childhood. That's not happening. Unless I can really do
Okay.
Neville Goddard's revision, which I haven't been able to do yet. So I haven't been able to accomplish that. So barring that, whatever I thought I had that I don't remember, I want to release it so that I can be free. That's what I want.
Is it even here now? Whatever the thought that you had?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. So probably. I don't know.
So,
Maybe.
but you don't know what it is. So what are you gonna let go of? What do you want
I'm
to let
looking
go
at
of if you don't know what it is?
I'm looking at my results. So if my results of my life is struggling around money, struggling around career, struggling around, basic stuff, car, rent, food, whatever, struggling around relationships with my son, struggling around, those results,
Struggle.
I
Yeah.
don't want
Okay.
them. So
Yeah.
that's all I'm looking at.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna do non-Sedona again. Sort of more the mind, neuropsychology, neurophysiology, mind shift. You 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 said, I heard you say, and correct me if I'm wrong, I heard you say, my goal is to have results. Okay.
No, I didn't say that.
What's your goal? Okay, what's your goal? Like, bottom line it for me. What is your goal?
My goal is right here in this conversation is to release whatever is holding in place the results that I'm getting. I don't want the results I have now. So I need to do something different, but I don't know what that is. I can't
Mm-hmm.
see that blind spot that is getting the results I have now that I don't want. So I just want to release it. And so far, the only thing I could come up with that came to me during meditation the other day is that
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'm still stuck in that moment of realizing that my parents don't love me and there's nothing I can do to have these people and they weren't really great either. So, you're a kid, you don't know. So I just, maybe I'm still stuck in a moment with them or whatever that moment was. It was a pretty, whatever, traumatic childhood. So I just, maybe, I don't know, maybe I was wrong in meditation, but that's what came up, that maybe I'm still operating from that moment, that feeling moment of feeling rejected, not good enough, I'm not enough, nothing I do will ever be enough. You know, that's what I've come
Thank
up with so
you.
far.
Thank you. Honestly, that took a lot of courage to actually go into that maybe I'm not good enough, right? Because it was very, my parents this, I'm working at it and I'm not getting the results. And then you dove right into your core limiting belief. Would you be willing to work at that level, at the core limiting belief?
Yes.
That you're not worthy. What would, if you had to do a sentence of, the hell, that the trauma that the little version of you experience in one sentence, what would you call it? Okay, if it's hard to do one sentence, do three.
I was abandoned, unloved, and rejected by my parents.
Say that again, please.
I was
Let us
abandoned.
witness you.
I was abandoned, rejected, and unloved by my parents.
Thank you for letting us witness you owning that. What came up as you were saying that? What came up for you?
Let's see. Well, the tightness in my solar plexus.
Mm-hmm.
Tightness in my jaw and my throat.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel more awake.
Okay. And just if you zero into the tightness in your chest, in your solar plexus, the tightness that you've described, the contraction, just zero in on that, and could you notice them even more?
Yes.
Okay. And even more. And just notice what it does, those tightnesses, whether they kind of go tighter into a knot or do they evolve, something happens with them, and just notice its own evolution.
Well, it usually happens when I focus on it. It just like kind of runs away. I don't know where it is now. Like it goes
Very
away.
cool. Okay. And so what else came up? Did anything else come up in your body once those sensations ran away?
No.
Okay. And so what is here for you now?
Nothing.
Just check in a little bit more into that nothingness. Is that a nothingness as in spaciousness, or is it a nothingness as in I want to avoid what is really here? Is it like a numbness type of nothing?
There's a little numbness, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Could you notice that numbness? And could you welcome that numbness? And take it as fast or slow as you're comfortable with that numbness. Okay. I'm comfortable taking you through it because of my background around trauma. And that's why when you said nothing, I just needed to check that it wasn't an avoidance type of a programming, which is very typical for a lot of us. Okay. So notice that numbness.
Mm-hmm.
And then notice any thoughts that come up with it, especially thoughts that I can't deal with this right now, or any sort of rejection type of pattern of it means nothing. Notice also any kind of positive attachment to it, that it's better to feel numb than to actually feel what I really feel.
Mm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so what is that numbness? What does it feel like? Where is it in your body?
Well, it's in my
Really
feet.
locate it. Okay. Any meaning attached to that. Just notice that. The ground that you're standing on, feel it. Could you allow yourself to take up a damn space, even though you were made to feel like you weren't worthy of it? Just notice that.
You said, notice that I'm allowed to take up space. What did you say?
Notice, you said the numbness is in your feet, right?
Yes.
Notice the connection to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then will you allow yourself to take up the space that your feet and your body is in? It's just a question. Will you allow yourself to take up the space? Yes or no? They're both
Yes.
fine.
Yes.
Okay. I love that. Again, will you allow yourself to take up the space that your feet are on and your body in space is on?
Yes. It's nerve-wracking though.
Okay. Is that okay? That is nerve-wracking. If you,
I don't
if
know.
it's
Yes
or no. Let's go yes or no. Okay, let's really do the Sedona method. Let's really connect the limbic to your frontal brain here. Yes or no. Either one. You know what? It doesn't matter. Whatever happens, happens anyways. If you end up right, like, but in one way the Sedona method can help us with our consciousness training is exercise that choice-making machine, right? So it's nerve-wracking. Marie-Francois, is that okay? That is nerve-wracking. Yes or no? Just make a choice.
Yes. It just keeps coming up when I would do things boldly when I was a child that would get knocked back down, and people would actually say to me, who do I think I am? The Queen of Sheba.
And your response is?
When I was younger, I think I was bolder. I would say yeah, or something like that.
Okay.
Then I got shut down enough as a child. I mean, as an adult, I stopped being able to say yes.
Right. Right. And you said some really amazing yeses in the last few minutes. Like some really powerful yeses.
Like I said, I'm ready to move on.
Okay. Okay. Will you allow yourself to move on?
Yes.
Who do you think you are? The Queen of Sheba?
Yes.
Okay. Let's lock it in. If you're sitting, could you stand up, please?
I'm standing. Yeah.
Amazing. Hands out. Feet hips width apart.
Yep.
Who do you think you are? The Queen of Sheba?
Yes.
That freedom. If you need to move around, shake it off. Okay, shake it in, shake it off. Whatever you need to do. Okay. Is that a good spot? Is that a good spot for us to stop today?
Yes.
Right. Amazing. You did so much work on this call. Really, honestly, that is like really, really heavy work. Okay. I want you to know that anytime you want to go back to the stories and have the same results that you've been having, you can choose that too. You really can, right? So like, it's not like, oh my gosh, you can pop into that at any time. It's present. It's okay. But really,
Thank you.
Queen of all right.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Oh, beautiful. All right, Ronnie. Thank you. You've got lots of, hold on, there's, let me just look at this. There's comments here around, you might want to look at around the Queen of Sheba. Lots of, you did some really cool work. Yeah, I agree.
The Queen of Sheba, basically.
Yeah, that's amazing. All right.
Ronnie.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, it was really good to hear the other two petitions. And for me, I just want to share that for me, everything with the Sedona Method, it's really great. Because I just did a release this Monday, I think. And I just got it that till the 2nd of my age, I just was angry, and then afterwards, I was happy. So I can do that again. It just came in. And now life is the same, but it's really easy like that. And yeah, also similar for me, similar to sometimes I was also thinking about it. I just want to share this with you, how good it is for me. And I think also for other people. I was also thinking about other people, why they do like they do. And then it also just came to me that they just do it because they're just on that path. It's not for hurting me, or it's just how they are. So yeah, it's really great. I just wanted to share that. And yeah, I'm also really happy to hear the other people and to see the change in them. It's really great that it can go over the world.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That's it's beautiful. I too agree that it's pretty easy. At the same time, though, life is hard, right? When we personalize things, it's hard. So I mean, I've been doing the Sedona Method for a long time. Coming up to, my child is now 19, yeah, so coming to 19 years. And it doesn't mean that I don't have dark moments. It doesn't mean that I don't have health struggles, or it's just that it doesn't define me. It doesn't hold on to me, right? Absolutely. I love your example of going from angry to happy. When we go to retreats, we know that a lot of the emotions, they sit, it's the same coin. We just tend to choose to look at one side versus the other. But really, if you toss it up in the air, it's the same coin. You never really know which side it's going to land on. They say 50-50, but really, if being unhappy isn't being processed and it serves, sometimes our stories about being unhappy or being victims really do serve us, because the brain does think that it's easier for us to play small, because then we're not taking chances, right? And so if that's the case, then it's not really 50-50 when you flip the coin. Is weighted to the unhappy side, right? But as we do the Sedona Method, what happens, at least in my personal experience in the people that I work with, is that we shed that weight, the weightedness on the unhappy, and we just kind of go, oh wow, look at that. It's that easy. As easily as I can be unhappy or angry or victimized or traumatized, really our trauma reactions, I can also very easily let it go. right?
Yeah.
And in that case, then, you know, the coin is weighted equally, right? Head or tail, happy or unhappy, is weighted equally, versus us walking around with our filters and our limiting beliefs.
Yeah,
right?
it's really true. But I just found out for me is, for instance, I had a, how to say it, it's not like a fight, but I had a discussion with my partner. We were playing padel, and he was thinking differently than me. So I just said it, and then after it was hard. But next to the when the lease was done and I got it, it's just at that moment. At that moment, it's good. Of course, I also saw some days after it when I was with him that he also was good. So also he shifted, and not that I wanted to let him shift, but so that's really great. That's really great. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of wisdom. Thank you for sharing that amazing experience. All right. Wow. Whenever I do these things, I really never want them to end. It's a real problem. I am so compulsively addicted to these spaces and the love that we all hold, that the love that always kind of just descends and infuses into these spaces, right? But I do recognize that we all have lives to live, bills to pay, physical movement to have, maybe some bio breaks, some food, right? So I'm gonna say bye for now. Please reach out. I am on the Facebook on the Sedona Method. I'm on there. If there's anything that you feel I can help you with, please reach out. Just send me a DM. I'm just really grateful for your presence and for your vulnerability and for your love. Thank you for showing up today, and I hope to see you all very soon.
So thank you, and have a good weekend.
Thanks so much, Wai. That was wonderful. Yes, thank you.
Just
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Just beautiful. Thank you.